And Everton have done it. 2 in 33 Premier League visits to Old Trafford. They've won by a goal to nil with 10 men for almost 80 minutes. And Manchester United's 5-game unbeaten run is over.
Manchester United have lost at Old Trafford to Everton with only 10 men. A single sentence that detonated across social media. Pundits lined up like vultures. Headlines exploded. Fans panicked. And the world pointed at one man, Ruben Amorim. Clueless. Out of his depth. Not Premier League ready. But here's the twist. They're wrong. Very wrong. Because what they're calling disaster is actually the first phase of a ruthless transformation. He did not walk into a club. He walked into a battlefield. A figure steps out of a black car, a coat collar raised, eyes calm, but not naive. Ruben Amorim, the man who rebuilt Sporting, the man who broke a 19-year curse, the man who turned noise into harmony and silence into power. But this time, the silence hides something darker. Behind those gates, Manchester United waits, wounded, fragmented, lost in its own reflection. This is not Lisbon. This is not Sporting. This is not a place begging for rebirth. This is a club haunted by its past and terrified of its future. Old Trafford, a stadium built on fear, a fortress built on legends, and yet, a single goal from Everton shattered everything. After 5 games unbeaten, United collapsed, not against a powerhouse, not in a derby, but at home to a club drowning in its own chaos. And the world pounced. The players look lost. The system makes no sense. United 2.0 is failing. Every show, every podcast, every paper, the same storyline on repeat. Amorim doesn't know what he's doing. But here's what they refuse to understand. Rebuilding a broken giant is not a straight line. It is a roller coaster, a pattern of false dawns, collapses, and painful correction. And for 13 years, Manchester United have lived in a loop of short-term managers running from fire to fire. Amorim isn't running, he's burning down the old foundations. The Everton defeat wasn't a tactical embarrassment. It was the moment United's remaining illusions evaporated, because what looked like a team giving up was something else entirely. A squad realizing they cannot hide, not anymore, not under this manager. And that's why the media think he's clueless, because they're seeing the pain, not the purpose. He isn't losing control. He's forcing the club to confront its truth. This is the fall before the rise. Here's something the pundits don't tell you. A rebuild always looks like failure, right before it becomes unstoppable. When Amorim walked into Manchester United, he didn't inherit a team. He inherited a decade of contradictions. A squad trained under Ole's counter-attacks, Ralph's pressing, Ten Hag's possession, Carrick's hybrids, and now his positional play layered on top of chaos. He inherited players who press when they feel like it, defend only in moments, lose concentration under pressure, collapse when expectations rise and carry scars from seasons of dysfunction. So, what did Amorim do? He refused to paste his system on top of their old habits. He tore everything down. He introduced automatisms, strict positional spacing, high defensive line, rotational passing lanes, interior overloads, a structure so demanding that most players look uncomfortable, even confused. And that's exactly how Sporting started. People forget. Sporting was slow, clunky, uncertain in Amorim's first months. Players complained they couldn't adapt. Media called him inexperienced. Fans questioned the project. Then year 2 came. Then year 3. Then Sporting 2.0 was born. The fastest, smartest, most fluid system in Portuguese football. United are currently in the phase Sporting were in when nobody believed in the transformation. It's messy, it's ugly, It looks clueless, but it's the necessary stage, the breaking point before breakthrough. This is why the media will never understand Amorim. He's willing to lose now to win everything later. Football fans fear struggle. Amorim embraces it, because struggle reveals one thing: who can survive the new standard, and who will be left behind. Look at United's squad. Certain players look exposed. No intensity, no scanning, no pressing triggers, slow transitions, poor structure awareness, and immediately critics demand, change the tactics, adapt to their strengths, don't force a system on them. But Amorim refuses, because he's not building a system around these players. He's testing which players can evolve into the system. At Sporting, he cleared out half the squad. Players considered stars were cut. Academy kids replaced veterans. Icons were benched if they couldn't adapt. United's squad grew used to comfort, used to being protected, used to excuses. Amorim is removing all of that. Suddenly, press evaders look insecure. Suddenly, slow midfielders look exposed. Suddenly, defenders must play 20 meters higher. Suddenly, attackers must defend. This is why they look lost. Not because Amorim is confused, but because he's revealing who truly belongs. And for the first time in years, Manchester United have a manager who knows exactly who he wants to keep, and exactly who he's ready to discard. This chapter is painful, but necessary. The Premier League media ecosystem is built on one thing: instant judgment. Lose once, crisis. Lose twice, sack him. Lose 3, burn Old Trafford down. But real football doesn't work like that. Look at Arteta. Fraud, clueless, out of his depth, until Arsenal became title contenders. Look at Klopp's first year. He finished 8th. Media said his pressing system didn't work. Look at Ten Hag's Ajax start. They said his football was too slow. Now look at Amorim, a 39-year-old building a tactical structure so complex that even world-class analysts can't decode it in one season. What the media sees as confusion is actually evolution. They look at a result. Amorim looks at patterns. They look at one bad game. Amorim looks at 10,000 repetitions. They want entertainment today. Amorim wants dominance tomorrow. This is the difference between commentary and coaching. And here is the truth the pundits will never admit. Ruben Amorim is the most modern, forward-thinking manager United have hired since Sir Alex Ferguson. This isn't guesswork. It's not hype. It's not blind optimism. It's football logic. And sooner or later, the results will match the process. Right now, Manchester United look fragile, inconsistent, frustrating, flawed. And that's exactly why something big is coming. Because every rebuild in football follows the same story. Collapse, confusion, resistance. Breakthrough United are in the middle stage. The uncomfortable one, the necessary one. The stage where players either evolve or fall away. And here's what the pundits will never see coming. Despite the chaos, despite the criticism, despite the Everton loss, the data is improving, the structure is forming, the identity is emerging, the patterns are repeating, the press is synchronizing, the spacing is tightening. It's not perfect, not yet, but the blueprint is already visible. In a few months, people will pretend they always believed. They will call it genius. They will say, "We knew it all along." But only those who understand the pain will understand the rise, because the media think he's clueless. But when the football clicks, when the patterns ignite, when the players adapt, when the transformation becomes undeniable, everyone will realize he wasn't clueless. He was constructing something Manchester United have forgotten how to be: dangerous.